Hello, beloved. It's me, Robin Hallett, intuitive healer and light sparkler at robinhallett.com. And this is Tea with Robin. On today's episode, transformation is happening. Day by day, we are shedding the skin of who we once were. We're making these big shifts, and the veil between you and the divine is very thin. We're going to talk about that today. Our inspiration, honoring the sanctuary that is your home and making sure what is in the inside of your sanctuary is intentional and chosen. Our letter this week comes from #IamThat. Honoring the divine within in terms of body image, self-forgiveness, and know who we are always in all ways. All this and more. Come grab a cup of yum yum and meet me here. Well, hello, my gorgeous, beautiful, amazing friend. Hi, that's you. Do you know? That's you. It's me, Robin. Welcome back to the podcast, Tea with Robin. This is episode 102. 102. Hello. Welcome back. And if it's your first time here, hello. It's lovely to meet you. I hope you enjoy the snacks, and please say thank you. However you came here, I am so grateful. Hello. Well, gorgeous friend, how are you doing today? How is the weather in your heart today? I wonder if you notice that these last many days, the veil seems very thin. It seems like the divine is touching hearts and minds, and the most surprising things continue to happen. Miracles. It's 111 right now on the recording. Miracles and beautiful happenings continue to happen. For people like, I don't like to sound like this, okay? So don't hold this against me. But like even for the most hardened hearts, I see meltage. So I hope you are being so very kind and gentle with yourself and making the choice to stay true to your heart, stay true to what you know, to walk a very narrow path in your alignment to yourself and to God these days. And it's okay if you don't say God. You can say the divine or the creative essence of flow, but the true. That's my latest new fun thing to say, the true. From Cloud Atlas. I hope that you are holding yourself to that place, because we're rolling through a lot of big things, and transformation is happening one after the other. And in fact, this week I've heard more stories than ever before from lots and lots of you here in our family. That's friends who are family. Hi, that's us. That's me. That's you. That's us in the Love Posse. So, I hope that you are doing wonderfully well. The weather in my heart is excellent. I, too, am undergoing this transformation. There's been a big shift. It is, let's see, where are we today? I'm recording on a Wednesday, which almost never happens. I feel like I cannot stop offering this love and speaking about this light and this beauty and this healing that we're doing. So I couldn't wait to come and record. Usually I do it on the weekends, and I just had to share this message with you now. So yeah, doing really good. Enjoying some beautiful weather here. It's a bit cooler mid-August, bit cooler these days, and I should say, you might hear the workmen next door. When the divine calls, you got to show up and record your podcast. That's all I can say. So you may hear some buzzsaws and some hammers if I become quiet long enough. And possibly a cicada or two, because it's that time as well. Though I know some of you weirdos really like the cicada sounds. Okay, and I did call you a weirdo with love. So, did you bring a cup of yum yum today? Did you grab a yummy cup of something or a glass of water? Okay, no. At least an iced tea. I hope you have something. I would like to cheers to, thank you to our angels. Thank you to the energy that flows with us. Thank you to the divine. Thank you to the flow. Thank you to the energy of love that's always surrounding us. The love of God that always is surrounding us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cheers. Ooh, that is so good. I have a few friends on Morning Magic have mentioned, and you're invited to Morning Magic every day, Instagram Live, 9 a.m. Chicago, at Robin Hallett. A few friends have mentioned there that they're drinking the Trader Joe's mint watermelon black tea. I gotta say, it's weird and good, and I really like it. So number one husband went to the store the other day. We're starting to make our way back into a little bit. Because what has really changed? I keep saying this, and I shouldn't, but that's how it feels. I'm not sure what's changed. So anyway, number one husband went to Trader Joe's and picked up this. It's delicious. Of course, I did, as a kid, love Hubba Bubba. Remember Hubba Bubba? Hubba Bubba. Bubble gum, watermelon. And I liked bubble yum too. And you know what else? I think my dentist really, really, really loves that I loved that kind of bubble gum. But always only watermelon or sour apple, or apple, those two flavors. So good. So it's a little weird, but good. Just like me. So friends, seriously, how are you? I hope that the weather in your heart continues to be good. This is a time of deep transformation. And I thought today we could talk a little bit about how do you glide with the divine? How do we flow with the energy of love? How do we allow ourselves to trust and relax into this energy of peace and ease that actually is all around us? These times are turbulent and ever-changing. Obviously, we're all gliding in a pandemic right now. That's going on. We've got all of our different things happening, and then I'm sitting here considering anybody I talk to or know or everybody has something moving in their lives personally too. This is really a time where we're being shaken awake. Remember shake and bake? We're not being baked though, but we're being shaken awake. And we're learning how do we flow with these energies now? I hope I'm making sense. Consider for a moment all that you've been walking through lately. Just your personal journey. I mean, I talked about this last week, we're all in the panini press of the pandemic. There's that pressure there, but just think about all you've been walking through personally. I know for me, there's been a huge awakening that's been happening, and not just for me, but in my family. We've had some healing happening, and just something that happened in our family, and I'm sorry, I never want to sound cagey, but I do feel like sometimes the details are private And also it involves other people, but also like, do you really need to know the whole details? The transformation is what we want to stay focused on, So, but been walking through some stuff over the last decade and a half. Therapy sessions, healing sessions, over and over and over, telling the stories and identifying with my part in this family dynamic, so strongly. And frankly, with the inner victim in me, the one who's like, man, and the inner the judger who's like, man, they all say the same thing, man, these people don't wake up. They'll never get it. They'll never see the truth. And then my inner victim who's like, it's so unfair. How come everybody doesn't see? You know how you do that? You know how we do that? Do you have something that's like a big thing where you're a player in the scenario? And what we want is to transform this situation, not to decide, this is my forever. It's always going to be this way. How can we see a healing that is the bigger, bigger, bigger story? For a healing for all of us. For everybody in the story, where everybody gets to come to the table and do their transformation work. Where you're not just like, it's all about me, 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 which, hi, we are me. So we're very self-involved. We're very self-focused. Never feel bad about that. And we have to wake up to when we have some kind of drama, dilemma, chaos that's happening in a family system or a group of friends or, even the political party and, of course, our movements like the Black Lives Matter movements. We could be talking about any one of these systems, right? I hope I'm making sense today. We want to have a deeper, greater awakening happen for us all. So even the party who, if somebody has wronged you, for a long time in my family, I felt like the one who was wronged. Wronged. But you know what? That's just my facet of the diamond I was looking at. And for the other people, they were hurt by me. My actions hurt them so badly. And I never could see it because I was so busy spinning my own tale of woe about what was going on. Where might you be relating to what I'm saying? Is there somebody at work who you're often complaining about? Is there somebody you live with who seems to have, be the biggest pain in your butt these days? They don't get it. Do you have a friend who's not really reciprocal with the love and support that you give? A lot of us fall into those traps, those relationships where it doesn't feel even, it doesn't feel reciprocal. Maybe you're focused there. Wherever it is, some of us have this thing where we don't feel safe. We feel like people aren't awake the way we're awake, and we feel the need to be protected. Protect ourselves from further harm. Again, that really translates in a lot of ways. So have a ponder on where you're at. These are times where the energy is wild, the energy is big, and I said the veil is very thin. So you are very likely, if you're here listening every week and you consider yourself part of this posse, I imagine it's very, very true for you that you are feeling the energy of this wildness, this energy moving. And we're shedding these old energies. There's old stuff we're shedding. So that was me. Like last weekend, I was sitting with my family and this conversation just came out like boop, like that, matter of fact. And it was like the Ramalama Ding Dong acknowledgement of something I have been like laboring over, blood, sweat, and tears, aligning myself, heart, body, and soul to a story around for years and years and years and years and years. Feeling excommunicated in a way from my own family and carrying the shame of that. And, sitting there with my family, it was like, just picture the timer, when the timer stops ticking, the egg timer, and it goes ding. It was just that matter of fact. It was done. It was discussed. It was acknowledged. How does it happen? All I can do is say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For all the years and months and decades I have spent working on these stories. And in that time, helping other families with very similar energies swirling in their blended family and helping people step in somehow. Here we are. So take what I'm saying and translate it into your world. What are you sitting with? What is your big story? What is your big event? What is your big thing that is moving now, that is changing now, that you're ready to release now, that even if there has been no resolution, you still are ready to walk away? Because we're shedding our skin, we're shedding old energies, and we are moving into new territory now. We are. It's like an energetic swell. I'm calling it like a swell, a squall. Somehow things are changing. The other day this is a weather story, but I just suddenly felt like I need to go outside and cover some furniture. I think it might rain. Like it was the sunniest, most beautiful day. It was like 3:15. And I started to go out there, and I have these plastic things I cut out to cover my furniture with, and like old tarps and things. And I'm just starting to open the plastic, and Jeff comes rushing out and he said, "We are about to be hit with 80 to 100 mile an hour winds." I was like, "What? When? What's going on? What are you talking about?" Like, it's the most peaceful, beautiful day. The sun was out. There was nothing. So he was really walking quickly. Like, I felt like we were in the scene of the Wizard of Oz as the tornado was coming, because they had said a couple tornadoes. A friend of mine just had a bunch of tornadoes blow through. She was in Connecticut. Friends in the Carolinas had some stuff going down. Boats in the backyard. All this stuff happening. I was like, yeah, he's not ducking around here. I saw him walking so fast. So we took everything down and put it away, and just never, ever, ever have I lived through that where they say, get in the basement. I can't remember. I lived through an earthquake a couple times growing up in California, but I was so small. I remember being in my crib and my mom rolling me somewhere, but that's the only memory I have. But we did all this work, and then we watched this storm roll through, and the sirens started going off. I've never heard the sirens here except for the once a month warning practice run. That's the only time I've ever heard that siren. So, a squall. Energies coming to clear us out. And if you imagine yourself being emptied out, having things blown away that are not supposed to be securely fastened in your heart, in your body, in your mind. We got a lot of stuff we carry. It can be blown out, blown away. We could release this energy. right? So this wind came through. We watched it on our map on our phones, where you put the pin shows where you are and then the storm rolls. And it looks like the storm just rolled right over us. But, the most we saw was two people laughing, putting all their furniture and everything away for nothing. That's what I'll say. You know how it is. It felt like much more of an energetic clearing, like a wind, a tornado of that kind. This is a powerfully supportive time. If you've been feeling tenderly, if you've been feeling like you're shedding a skin, I love this image. Ever since we had the Lionsgate portal on August 8th, I feel some of that. It's like the cosmic loofah is at work and we're clearing and cleansing. So now we're in this new territory. You might be in these new territories. And if it's just all occurring to you, that's amazing too. That's amazing too. Case in point, a girlfriend texted me and she said, this and this and this is going on and this is no excuse to go crazy now. Which I thought was amazing for this friend who has a tendency, that's not what I would call her, but I would say she's a little bit like the pinball machine ball at times, yes. She can be. But I love that self-awareness. This is no time to go crazy. She said, I'm capable and God is love. And there's no excuse to go crazy now. It is just getting good. And I was like, whoa, does she realize what she just said? Because I do, and it is big, big, big. Do you have anyone in your life who's been surprising you? Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, here's our moment to decide. Instead of staying in the gear that's always about us and affirming, if you think about it, like affirming what already happened. If you're like, oh, here she comes, Aunt Bertha. Poor Aunt Bertha. I talked about you last week too. Here comes Aunt Bertha. She's always so difficult. Here, she's going to complain about the way I made the tuna salad. Of course, I didn't do it right. I put pickles in there, and you're not supposed to put pickles in there. Yes, you are, Bertha. Yes, you are, Bertha. Just saying, I am the authority on pickles and tuna salad. You are. But, okay. Like, instead of affirming people by their history, by their behavior in history, how about we just greet everybody in the now? And it's still a fun practice, even if it seems impossible. Let us be in the present now and greet each other now. Hello. So I wrote my friend back and I said, hey, you have the opportunity right now to shift from just what's happening to you and the drama. That's the part of her that was identifying with, this is no time to go crazy, right? I don't want to spin in my story and spin in my drama. This is your moment to shift into a greater awareness and to be one who is also of service to those around you. If you've ever suffered a breakdown, suffered through a breakdown, a family breakdown, a friendship breakdown, if you're right now one of those people where your arms are pushing out to your sides, trying to keep the people out who are normally gobbling up all your sanity, listen to me now. Come into the present and decide. We are here. here we are. Whatever's going on in your life, you can decide, I am here. Here I am. Here I am. And this moment is new. This is a fresh, new moment. And instead of spinning a bunch of stories that are actually just things in my head and nothing more right now, let me be here and flow with my breath. Let me be here and appreciate something about this moment instead of spinning stories that serve to keep me from being here. This is a really supportive time. The energy of love, it's around us. It's flowing with us. I truly believe none of us needs to be afraid. Fear is its own energy, and it really wants us to be afraid. I know. It wants to stay in power. I know. But if you start to call fear, like it's energy, because it is, but it's something like an entity that you have control over, because you do. We don't need to fear being harmed or punished, being taken advantage of, being run over, what are you afraid of right now? I was talking to another friend of mine who was like, how was your thing the other night? You got together with your friends. How was your thing? He said, the food was delicious. The people were the same. Oh, the same stories, the same way. This one guy did the same thing he always does. And I said, well, you're one step closer to seeing that it never changes. You know, we keep going and realigning to the old story. But the new story is we're here now. And now is always new. And we can make a new move now. We can make a new move now. This is such a supportive, powerful time. And we're all on the ride. Whether we bought a ticket or not, you're still on this voyage with me. None of us is excluded from this energy now. This transformation, this change. The patterns we've danced in. If you get my happy mail, I wrote a letter. It's the letter from August 12th. Not that you need to keep them in a file or anything. No, you don't. You really don't. But if you look through your email, you want to read it. But I was talking about this there too. Like there are patterns that we are working on, and it feels like collectively. So speaking up for ourselves, we really need to work through those things. Instead of saying that's just the way it is, some things will never change. Do you know that Bruce Hornsby song? That's just the way it is. Some people will never change. Don't do it, boo-boo. Don't do it. When you say those kinds of things, you are casting a spell on yourself and everyone around you to stay exactly the same. The pattern where you self-betray, you betray yourself because you don't know how to deal with the difficult people or the fearful thing you're been afraid of. You don't know how to ask for what you need. That's a pattern. So you throw yourself under the bus, and then you get in the driver's seat and back over yourself a few more times. That's a pattern. The codependent stuff, where that one bossy person, that pushy person gets more time and attention from you than you give to yourself. Or some of you, it's a lot of people. That's a pattern. I wonder if this is relating for you, if you're liking this, if this is resonating. I wonder if you could find a pattern for you. Definitely me is the cruise director, the caretaker. And that was in my dynamic I was talking about a little while ago. I would get so frustrated that I would blow up. And I wouldn't blow up. I would blow in and then I would leave and not come back. It was very rare. I mean, I might be a heavy breather or a stomper. But it would be more of a blow in and then a blow up. And then I would leave. Disappear. So, look at your patterns with love. And how do you want it to change? How do you want to evolve now? Because we're on the ride and we are evolving. Like, bon voyage, baby. You've been on this cruise for a while now. I am not sure when we embarked, but it was definitely once the pandemic got rolling in the States for me. Actually already in Assisi, so Christmas time for me, I felt this energy start to move. There were things happening for me where I was already on my knees by Christmas time about so many things happening relationship-wise, where I was realizing the inner work really needed to up itself. I was really seeing that in me. So I've been on this cruise for a while now of changing. And the thing is, all I ever really need to do is recognize it without defense. Recognize the energy and not defend my position. Not label anybody else. Just witness it. Breathe with it and welcome this person. That's me. That's you. Welcome ourselves to be here exactly as we are. In all of our feelings. All of them. Did you hear me? All of them. Even the ugly ones. Even the not nice ones. Yeah. I love when I take pictures of other people, like the kids. We had a little birthday get together and I was like, can I take your picture? Can I take your picture? So then I take a few and then I show her and no, not that one. You know how that is? So you have feelings like that too about yourself. Places in you. And you're like, no, not that one. I don't like that. I don't want that. I don't want to feel that. That's the one. That's the one. It's like your orphan soul piece. It's like your orphan. There's a piece of you that's gone missing and it needs to be brought back home and welcomed in. The cruise director in you, the one who's always taking that phone call you don't want to be taking. Welcome the upset. Welcome that one in you in. Thank you for this awareness. I really get that you hate this. And come on and sit down. It's okay. It's okay. That's all you need to do right now. It's okay. Just thank you for the awareness, and it's okay. And it's okay. Start there. Acknowledge it. That's huge. You are so supported and loved in doing this work now. I hope we continue to do it willingly, willingly. It's so much easier to go willingly, isn't it? We don't have to want to wait till we're on our knees, but sometimes that's the only choice we have. That's where I was at Christmas time. all the things I was doing. It's okay. it's powerful, at least to even recognize, there's this thing I have been carrying, and all I need to do is acknowledge it. Let it be here. That alone will change the dynamic. We are so loved and supported at this time. And sometimes I talk about the nesty plunge, where you let yourself fall back into a pool. But lately I've been having this sensation of the divine presence, the love, that I actually feel it around me. I have a visceral sensation of it, and I also trust that it's there in a new way. Like I'm walking through this day with Spirit. We're walking together, and I feel that. I hope that you are feeling that too. And you're making sure that you're doing the things that help you in a day. Your studies, your practices, your movement, whatever you like to do for, sometimes I love to ride my bicycle. I don't know why I'm laughing. It's just to say it, bicycle. And then I hear the Queen song, Bicycle, I won't sing it for you. No worries there. Do the things that care for you, because it is a powerful time. You may be noticing that the veil is very thin, like the signs are coming and it's comical. I was talking to my wizard. I have a healer. I was saying it's such a powerful time. I really feel it. And we were talking about God, and right then my phone rang and I was like, So I'm trying to swipe away the phone. And right then, the phone started ringing at her house, the old school landline. Remember those? Yeah, right then. And we started laughing. I said, God calling. Wherever two or more are gathered in my name, there I am also. We laughed so hard. These things that happen, you can flow with this joy. You can choose to see it. Let's look for the miracles. Let's look for the connections. Every person brings you an opportunity to dance with the divine, too. Even Aunt Bertha, The person you're most stressed out by, most afraid of, most hurt by right now is your biggest teacher. How can you do this differently now? That person you keep chasing after for friendship and connection, who just keeps showing you who they are, they're your teacher. How can you do this dance differently now? So I'll leave you with these questions. Number 1, what is the thing that really has been occurring to you as you've been listening today? What's going on for you that is the big deal right now? Like I say, draw a big circle around it in your mind, and you may want to jot a few notes down. You may want to draw a little doodle about what it represents, what it's like. Number 2, what are you needing now? Please don't just say, I don't know. Close your eyes, place your hands on your high heart. What do I need now? I'm doing it. I'm getting rest. I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to do it. Yeah. What do you need? It won't always make sense to your logical mind, but your logical mind is not your divine heart. It's not, it's an intellectual understanding. It's not a felt sense. What feels like it would help you? Question 3. What will help you now? What's going to help you now? What will help you now? And please wait for your heart to answer that one. Okay? So, I guess the big ticket takeaway for me, for you, for me, for you, for me, for you. Do you remember Randy Jackson from American Idol? He'd be like, for me, for you, for me, for you, dog. Anyway, the big takeaway is that you are surrounded by love. Could you relax into that? Like, let your shoulders be soft. Right now, are you listening to me? Curve your back a little bit. Curve your spine a little bit and let yourself soften in like somebody is sitting behind you with their hands on your back, holding you. You are surrounded by love. And it's okay to let yourself be held and supported now. Some of us are so defended, even when we're alone, we don't relax. You know? We are held, we are loved. Make sure we're remembering the love. So, yeah. And I'm always here to hold your hand as we travel. By the way, in a session, I'm now offering half-hour sessions at a lower rate because I really, it matters to me. If you'd like some support, and we have a healing circle coming up in 2 weeks. And there's some other goodies. I'll put it here in the show notes. I'll be teaching a Course in Miracles course just on the rules for decision coming up in 2 weeks as well. And again, all of this will be in the show notes, robinhallett.com/102. And probably below this podcast, you can get there. So I'm just saying, if this is a time of support, and it obviously doesn't have to be me, please receive. Please allow yourself to receive. Even if your practice is simply to soften your body and allow the energy, that is powerful. Let's have some more tea. So good. So good. I really do like this minty watermelon. So inspiration today, along the lines of what I've been sharing, I've been really thinking about this, energy. We are more energy than we realize, and we're also sensitive to energy around us. So this week, one thing I have been doing is as I have time, take a laundry basket and sort through some things in the house. I know I've talked about this before, but here's the thing. Sorting through things that really no longer belong in your home. They no longer belong in your home because they're ancient history. You know what I mean? They're old things. Things you got, things you received, things from people you're no longer connected with. And basically everything we look at has a story with it. So my question is, where are we not intentionally owning our space? Now, if you're already an expert at this and I'm behind the times, please listen to what I'm saying, because you'll probably have an opportunity to share this with a friend who really needed to hear it today. Share your own wisdom with a friend. You know how I was talking about these patterns of self-betrayal and caretaking? Well, keeping people's stuff in our homes, or keeping things in our homes that we paid for and we feel guilty about, but we never ever use it, but we really, really want to try to use it, wear it, keep it. It is equally disturbing to our peace of mind. Every time you look at something, let's say Aunt Bertha knitted you a quilt. I know you can't knit. Yes, you can. We call them quilts. You keep things around because you feel bad. No, this is your sacred space. So cleansing things out. And, are you keeping things around out of a sense of guilt or obligation? even like I love to have refrigerator art. I have a lot of slogans and things I love, things people send me, cards and stuff. But, it needs to be revamped regularly. So take that and think about, even if I don't know how to deal with this problem I have with this one person or my story around this issue in my family, let me at least begin to start being honest in my own surroundings. And you can regift, you can give away to Goodwill or throw away, frankly. If it's not even something you would want to regift, throw it away. I know I'm being very anti-earth friendly, but honestly, sometimes when I see the stories about what gets shipped out of the States into other countries, yeah, like through Goodwill, through channels of donation, yeah, sometimes you can just throw something out. And if it was you that purchased it, just make a new promise to your own heart about what you bring in will be intentional and conscious. So these are powerful moves you can make to help yourself. Physical clutter can be addressed because we want to intentionally own our space. And keeping things around out of guilt and obligation. No. Your house is a sanctuary. Your home, your apartment, your room, it's a sanctuary. Your bedroom, it's a sanctuary. Don't just tolerate, liberate. I need that on a t-shirt, don't I? Don't just tolerate, liberate. Say thank you and goodbye. It's such a powerful move. So may that serve you today. I really, really hope the things I'm sharing today are feeling good in your heart and helpful and supportive. Yeah. So before I share today's beautiful, amazing letter, this is the point in the podcast where I like to say, please support the podcast. Please extend some love. And it's really cool. I'm not just here asking for a handout. That's not it. I'm asking you to take what you're receiving and share the energy on. There are a number of ways you can do that. It's easy to make a donation. That's one. You can leave a review. That's another. You could purchase a course or, come to our healing circle or come to our Course in Miracles course. The links to all of that is below. But what I really, really love is that you take what you're receiving and make the moves that set you free, which means you set other people free as well. And to be really deeply pondering that, because you have friends in your life who do the very things we're talking about today. You and I have this happening to us as well, but people who could be helped by you stepping just a little more boldly out of your own circle of comfort. So, for me, when I say support the podcast, a lot of times that's how it feels in my heart. And however you feel called to be of support, I thank you. I thank you so much. Trusting in the divine flow, that's where it's at. And that means sometimes also we're called to serve in ways that we're very surprised by. I hear beautiful stories on that all the time. Somebody will write to me and say, oh, I was with my friend and he said that thing. And I was like, oh, if Robin was here, she would talk to you now. She's always telling me these things. And it was funny because I don't know that my friend realized he was the teacher. He was sharing his wisdom, He was the one saying, don't say, I think the friend was saying the universe is out to get me, And my friend was like, don't do it. That's not true. That's never true. That's never the case. So isn't that beautiful? Yes, I love it. So, any way you feel called to share, support the podcast, I appreciate it. I know that we are doing the good work, and that's what really counts. And also, for my part, I'm always trusting in the divine flow. So, that's important right now, especially now in these times. You know, as we are learning to trust and allow and not be afraid, just to roll with this. Roll with these times. I think this letter this week is going to be perfect for what I just said. So let's read that now. So this week's letter comes from a new friend, a new listener in our Love Posse family here at Tea with Robin. Welcome, Erica. I'm so happy to meet you. And she writes, "Hi, Robin. So happy I found you. If you could please address positive body image, forgiving yourself for past mistakes, feeling beautiful and awakening the divine within, basically, feeling worthy of love. I've been struggling in this area. Thank you. Best, Erica." Hi, Erica. You know what? It's a beautiful thing you're asking about. So many of us have wobbles in these areas of feeling beautiful, feeling alive in our own skin, appreciating and loving our bodies, really welcoming our bodies, you know. Some people don't have body image issues, but they don't really even welcome their body. You know what I mean? They don't care for it as the vessel for the soul, you know, that houses the soul. Forgiving ourselves and awakening the divine within, feeling worthy. So, loving this. Our worthiness is never in question. It's never even it's never even open for discussion as far as the divine goes. And it's not even that we're worthy, it's that we are. Just period, right there. Worthy is a word that conjures some kind of earning, some kind of deserving. It implies some kind of efforting that needs to go with it. You know, I got to do something in order to be this thing. And I tell you what, it ain't true. You are. You are. You are love's presence incarnate as Erica. You are the presence of love expressing itself as Erica. So in the practice of that, like practicing that, because maybe for some it's weird. You know, like you're thinking of yourself at the drive-thru somewhere. Let's say you're at the drive-thru at Dunkin' Donuts waiting for a coffee. And then you go, this is me. I'm the divine expressing myself as me. And guess what? The divine is there too in your everyday ordinary life. You are that. It wants to know you and express as you and experience you. So as we meet the divine in ourselves, we take our energy higher. We start to heal things. We start to release things we're not a match to, you know. As we find our deepest center. Deepest center? Sometimes, my words. Like we find the real core of our being, the center. I'm picturing this centrifuge spinning, and in the center is very still. It's the eye, It's the center, it's still. But things fall away as the spinning happens. Things separate and come away. And those are the past mistakes. Those are the stories of, I've done many episodes on body image alone, but I'm so happy to be talking about this today, Erica, because today's a new day, and what comes forward today is probably different than 50 episodes ago, So thank you. But I've done episodes on body image, and I've told my story of Fat Pig, Robin Fat Pig. Robin Fat Pig. You sit down to pee and you grab your belly and you say, fat pig, disgusting. And all the ways you go through thinking, if only I could lose weight, I would be worthy of God's love. And I am sure hardly anyone says it that way, but if you really sit with what I'm telling you today, you will see how that's what you're doing. I am not good because I'm fat. I am not good because I'm ugly. I am not good because I make mistakes. I am not good because fill in your blank. And that story of I am not good is a story of separation. It's a story of, I need to get on the inside, but I'm not on the inside. I'm not in the kingdom with God and all our friends. And please don't feel religious icky as I'm talking about this. I hope not. We're just talking about the light of creation. I'm not part of that light. I must come from some other light, I'm not of the light. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are. That's what I'm saying. You are. You are right now. There's no word that needs to come after that. You are. And the deepest, biggest healing is realizing that. Then these things fall away. The centrifuge begins to spin. The centrifuge of love begins to spin. And you find yourself in the center with that great cosmic I. And then you start to say, I am. This is me. Then you look down at this glorious, have you seen yourself? Glorious body. This beautiful lit from within face. This gorgeous, radiant smile. These beautiful, sparkling eyes. And you see the beloved. And there's no trying. It just is. So I encourage you to take this step today. No more yes buts. My daughter, our oldest, number one kiddo, has a skin condition called vitiligo, immune system issue. And she is so freaking gorgeous. These are like her stripes, These are her markings. I can't even, it's just coming to me, so I always trust what comes to me in the spirit of sharing this love here. This is how the divine knows her as her. And so anything other than thank you is sort of like not receiving the blessing. And I don't mean to take away from anyone the experience of struggle. I remember going through that. That's why I tell you my fat pig story, friends. But the more we step in and love it as it is, because it is, that's the healing. That's the only healing you ever need. Whether you're remembering your past mistake, I have more than two, so my past mistakes, course, the biggest one is deciding they were mistakes, Whether you're worried about not feeling beautiful. This is the healing we need. This is what allows us to feel the presence of the divine that is in. There is no awakening needed. I mean, the ego needs to be brought into the center as well with love, welcomed in and witnessed. So, my friend, I thank you so much for walking with us, for being here. Welcome aboard. You sent this on the 4th of July, the day we claim our freedom and our independence from our cuckoo thoughts. My friend, there are no accidents, and I just love it. Thank you so much. And friends, if I can answer a letter for you, write me. My email address is hello@robinhallett.com. And you can always use the links below this podcast. Wherever you're listening, there's a link that will take you to where you can ask a question. So even on Spotify, the link is there. So, reach out. I'm here to help. And again, I just remind us every morning, I'm at Morning Magic on Instagram Live, 9 a.m. Chicago time, offering a channel, a gateway to the divine. Let's put it that way, an access point to God for you and healing for us all. And it's such a gorgeous group of friends. You are invited with my whole heart. So the website, robinhallett.com/102 also has all these links. Well, my gorgeous friends, I suppose that wraps this gorgeous episode. How many times can I say gorgeous in a sentence? It is a gorgeous day. I am going to finish my gorgeous cup of yum yum. I am going to go find my gorgeous husband. We are going to have a gorgeous picnic. It is Sunday afternoon. And celebrate this gorgeous life together. And did I tell you you are gorgeous today? Well, yes, it is the true, beloved. This has been me. Robin is gorgeous and amazing. Hallett, so much love to you. Thanks for playing with me today. I'll see you here next week or in a few minutes. Same bat time, same bat channel. Bye-bye. Life is very short, let's make the very most of it. You are a precious gem and I love you. Do 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 do. We are here to shine and shine bright. You are a gem and I love you. Do 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 do. Life is precious and you are a spark of the divine. So shine like you know it, rock it like you mean it, 'cause you really, really mean it, and mean it, and mean it, and mean it, and mean it. Don't let crispy people tell you that you aren't sparkly, 'cause you are, 'cause you are, 'cause you are. Thank you. I like that. I love it, honey. Thank you. Give me a kiss. Thanks.